Hello Edexcel students, what a great video for you guys. Hot topics for paper 1. What you guys want to do with these topic areas is to make sure you're giving them extra weight in your revision. An extra 5-10% of time towards them. You want to make sure that the theory for all these topic areas is fully understood. But where I'm going to give you context, you want to make sure you can apply that context to the theory that you're learning. All of this, of course, is based on the pre-release information that Edexcel have given. What you want to make sure you're doing, though, is not disregarding the other content you know is going to come as well. You're just giving extra weight to these topic areas so that if they do feature in paper 1, you're in a great place. You can absolutely smash those essays. Also make sure, guys, that you are watching the content videos on the channel, of course, and also make sure, guys, you're watching the videos in my revision for 2022 exams playlist. This is one of them. There are many more, all geared towards helping you smash those final exams. So check those out as well. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you're aware of all these new videos that are coming for your final exam. So let's get into it. Hot topics for paper 1. What are they? Well, absolutely huge is market failure. You have to be revising this one hard. Give extra weighting towards it, that's for sure. But when these questions come up, and bear in mind, we're expecting a big 25 marker potentially with market failure this year, you've got to make sure that you're revising it in context, because often questions will be linked to a major context, a major theme, maybe in the UK, maybe globally. So what are some major global themes, UK themes with market failure that maybe examiners can latch onto and ask you this year? Well, major one is climate change. We had a huge summit recently in the UK, but more generally speaking, of course, climate change is a major theme. So a 25 marker or maybe a 12, 15, some kind of essay question about policies to deal with high levels of CO2 emissions and to bring those down. In the UK, we've discussed the need for a carbon tax. Interesting knowledge for you guys to gain there, the pros and cons of that kind of a policy. We've been discussing a variety of regulations we already have in place. A ban on the sale of new petrol and diesel cars by 2030. We have talked about potentially banning gas-powered boilers by the mid-2030s. On the subsidy side, we have subsidies in place for electric cars, solar panels, home insulation, water pumps, public transportation. These are all some policies to be aware of. You can use those to talk about climate change and dealing with high levels of CO2 emissions. And of course, tradable pollution permits. Since we've left the EU, we've brought in our new emissions trading scheme policy, our own tradable pollution permits policy here in the UK as well. So a variety of policies like that. Be aware of how you can use them to deal with climate change. Another major market failure theme is plastic waste and recycling. Policies to discourage plastic waste, policies to encourage more recycling. Know of those. A massive theme really over the last few years has been minimum pricing on alcohol. This started way back in 2018 with Scotland, the first country that used a minimum price to reduce consumption where there are negative externalities in place. Now, there are many examples before that of minimum prices to deal with price volatility and to help producers out, but no examples of minimum prices to deal with the negative externality market failure. Scotland started it in 2018 with their minimum price on alcohol. Wales followed in 2020 with their own. And as of January of this year, Republic of Ireland have also followed. So it's a big theme. Lots of context there, lots of case studies for you to read, interesting knowledge to gain. Know a bit about that. It's a very interesting policy that could easily be a topic area that examiners go for this year. On the positive externality side, maybe a question about state provision and whether state provision of the NHS, of healthcare in the UK, is the most effective policy of allocating resources to healthcare. Been hotly debated the last few years as that. And also with higher education, whether tuition fees is the most effective way of funding higher education, or whether maybe there could be other policies instead. So bear in mind those as well. Then we think about major infrastructure projects in the UK that have taken place, like Crossrail, like HS2, like the proposed third runway at Heathrow. Know your externalities, negative and positive linked to that. Edexcel are known for taking big infrastructure projects and asking you questions, 25 markers in recent past, discussing externalities linked to those infrastructure projects. But also bear in mind another theme recently has actually been subsidy cuts to things like solar panels and electric cars. So knowing why the UK government has done that, the pros and cons of that is an interesting case study as well for you to consider. So market failure. Don't just learn it in theory, abstract. You must be revising in context because that's what the question will be, linked to context. So know those themes well, give an extra bit of weight to those, and then you'll be set if this question comes up in your paper 1. Next hot topic area is your market structures. Oh my God, huge topic area. Of course, you have to give extra weight to market structures and know them inside out. Edexcel have been clear: monopoly, oligopoly, contestable market. So simple for you guys. Know those market structures inside out, know the characteristics, know all your diagrams for those market structures and how the market structure works, prices being charged, quantities being produced, profits being made, and then nail your pros and cons. Videos on my channel will sort you out. Make sure you're revising that very well. You know a question is coming on that. Another major theme, Edexcel have said very clearly, know your objectives of firms very well. My video will sort you perfectly for objectives of firms, but they've also said business growth, okay? A major theme for Edexcel generally, but business growth, know about the proposed Asda and Sainsbury's merger that was due to take place in 2019. In the end, it was blocked on the grounds of going against the public interest by the CMA, the Competition and Markets Authority, blocked it. But maybe that could be a context that either you can talk about on your own or maybe Edexcel give to you. So with business growth, the Asda-Sainsbury's merger is really striking me. And last major theme, this is an Edexcel favorite. Again, they've hinted at it in the pre-release information. Government intervention, but government intervention specifically to deal with market structures that are not working efficiently. We're talking of policies like monopoly regulation, privatization, deregulation, and nationalization. Edexcel normally love this topic area in section B of paper 1, but of course it could be a 25 marker as well. So you need to make sure the theory of all of those policies are very, very well learned, what the policies are, the pros and cons of all of these policies, sure. But again, if it comes up, it will be linked to key context, to key themes in the UK economy in particular. So what major themes are there within this topic area? Well, the energy price gap is a huge one, not just because of the gas crisis that we're suffering from in the UK right now. It's been a theme really since it was introduced in 2018. So know a bit about the energy price cap, why it's been introduced, what the intentions are, the pros and cons of it, how you would talk about it linking to monopoly regulation. Also, I've already mentioned this Asda-Sainsbury's merger. Huge case study for you to go through. So interesting. Know a bit about that and why it was blocked by the CMA. Another major theme at the moment is big tech. Big tech, how they're abusing their monopoly power. We're talking of companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Alibaba all come to mind. Big monopoly power, have been proven to abuse it, and how there needs to be more regulation of those big tech companies. So you in your mind think, what kind of abuse are we seeing? What kind of regulations, what kind of policies could be used to deal with that abuse? Great potential for an exam question, that one. But also public ownership. The need for nationalization has been discussed a lot, whether it's for our steel industry, our water industry, and some others. So know your pros and cons of nationalization, especially linked to some of those major industries. Steel, water come to mind for sure. And that, guys, are the major, big, hot topics that you need to give extra weighting to for your paper 1 this year. As I said, you're not disregarding other topic areas that Edexcel have said will feature. Of course not. You're giving extra bit of time towards these topic areas. Know your theory inside out. Know how to link the context I've mentioned to the theory that you're learning, and you'll be set. I mean, imagine if these questions come up, you're going to be rocking it. You're going to be doing great, aren't you? That's how you want to take this video in and to move forward. But thank you so much for watching. Lots more to come. Stay tuned to the channel. I'll see you all in the next video.